Okay, we are live on StreamYard. So let me hook us up on Facebook and YouTube. We're going live.
Motion detected at your front door.
Hey everyone, it's me, Aggie. I'm Agnes Friedlander with Agnes Friedlander Studio and the Painter's Journey. Of course, Amazon just showed up at my door and Charlie is barking like crazy. So sorry for that. So welcome. Today I'm going to be painting with you all. I'm so excited about these ornaments. These are some cutouts that I've designed, and I'm going to be showing you how to paint them. You can order them at the link I'm going to share with you here. So I'm calling these DIY painted cutout ornaments. And here is, let's see, you can order these cutouts. They're very reasonably priced and they're very fast turnaround. This is the link to order them. I do get an affiliate because I designed them and I'm partnering with Not Just Frames. So I hope you order through my link. I think that might be the only way you can order. I'm not sure. And each week, actually, I'll probably go live a few times each week to show you how to paint some of these other designs. Today, we're going to do the red barn. So welcome. And we're going to get started. Hey, Lori, we're going to get started in just a few minutes. In case you didn't know, I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to share that with you in the banner here. I would love it if you follow me on my YouTube channel, Agnes Friedlander Art Studio. Subscribe there. You'll get all of these. I created a playlist. So every time I go live to do another cutout demonstration, painting, another one of these, it'll be added to that playlist. And it'll stay up there forever as long as YouTube will have me. So that's it for that. What else did I want to say? I think that's it for now. So welcome. If you are new here, say hello. I am always so excited to meet new artists, new crafts people. Whatever you call yourself is fine. I think we're all artists. And I welcome you. And it's just so much fun to paint together, to create stuff together. I love designing things and fun paintings and teaching you how to paint, how to improve your paintings, and how to embellish your paintings. Oh my goodness. I discovered adding embellishments. I started doing like adding things, making mixed media art, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I've been painting for many, many years. But I started adding stuff on like 10 years ago. And then I discovered glass and resin like 6, 7 years ago, I think, something like that. And really, really love it. So anyway, we're going to get started in just a few minutes. I'm going to go over some of these cutouts, what I have in the collection so far, and I'll be adding to it. There's even a couple more that I don't even have on my table right now. But okay, let me take this banner down. Let's just go over here and make this full frame. And I'm going to just check comments super quick. Hello. Okay, so usually comments don't show up until I comment. So I'm going to say hello right here. And maybe we'll get some comments in here. Nope, I guess not. If you're watching on replay later on, please type in replay. Let me know where you're watching from. Tell us a little bit about yourself if you want to. And by all means, follow me on my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Facebook business page, Agnes Friedlander Studio. And also I have a business page called The Painter's Journey. Okay, let's start painting, right? So today we're doing the red barn. And let me just get myself situated over here now. Hello. So now this cutout has, this was a test cutout. Your cutout, if you decide to order them, and I hope that you do, it won't have the lines that you see right here. Oh, there's a little hair in there. It won't have like this line going through the tree and this line going through the split rail fence. It's all cleaned up and perfected. This was a test run. So yours will be absolutely perfect. And we are going to make the lines just a little bit thicker. Mary can make those lines thicker when she runs it through the laser. So this is the red barn. I'm going to show you how to paint this today. I'm actually doing 2 at a time. Now I have kind of started on it and put some of the stuff in. Otherwise I would be here for probably 2 hours. But I want to go through all these color mixes and talk to you about what I do to prepare and everything else. Oh, you know what? Can someone let me know? Can you hear me all right? I don't know that we confirmed that. I sure hope you can. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, I had a false start. For some reason, you know, when I'm setting this up on StreamYard, if I click off the Facebook window that I use to set it up, I can't go back in and use the same Facebook window, which is kind of not fun. But so sorry, I had to start all over again. And then I usually get panicked. It's like, oh, just relax, Agnes. You know, so what? They'll come back. So this is my nutcracker. Oh, you know, pink nutcrackers are really in, and I'm going to teach this one also. I'm going to show you how I painted this and talk about the colors I used and all that good stuff. This stuff isn't glued down. I am going to add embellishments, you know, glass and resin. This one I started to embellish, and I don't know, tell me in the comments, should I embellish all of them together in a video or what? I'm not sure how I should go about that, but I could. I don't know. Maybe one at a time is best. And also tell me in the comments if you are new to resin, would you want to see me demonstrate how to add the resin to these, or is just embellishing enough? Hey Denise, found you. I seen you on YouTube that it wasn't connecting on Facebook. Yeah, I know. Oh, so annoyed at myself that I messed it up, but oh well. It happens. It happens. It's okay. We don't have to be perfect. Okay, then this is a smaller one. So these are, I call this guy Santa Gnome, and I used a silver chrome paint pen to get the beautiful silver out there. And I'm going to teach you this one as well. I'm going to teach you how to paint this one. I want you all to tell me which one you want me to show first. Wait, let me move this so I can see my screen a little bit better. I'm going to hide my pinned comments so I can see all your comments. Okay, so these are 4-inch. This is the Santa Gnome in a 4-inch. And then I also have him in this 5-inch. So what I want to show you about the Santa Gnome 5-inch, so it's a set of 3. You get 3 of them. And this is the only one that has an additional dimensional item with it. And these are the nose. So you can use either this additional piece of wood that comes with it or a glass cabochon bead. And we get these at Hobby Lobby. It fits perfectly in there. You can let them have a Rudolph red nose, or they have these at Hobby Lobby too. They're kind of a peach color. So, or you could just paint it, you know, just have it painted like this one is. Totally up to you. So you don't have to embellish with glass and resin. They're beautiful painted. You know, whatever works for you. We are flexible. So this one is called, you know what, let me look really quick. I could probably share my screen even. Maybe I'll share my screen super quick. Let me just open this up on the website first. So when you type in notjustframes.com/Agnes Friedlander Studio, that's when my designs come up. And let me just share my screen really quick here. Okay, so here we are at the Not Just Frames website. Mary and John Carlson are so nice. They're such great business people, so great to work with. They have a really great product, really great turnaround. I just love working with them. At any rate, if you click on Aggie's Ornaments 2024, you'll see there are several different designs in here. If you just pull down the style menu box, you'll see the different ones that are available. There's the 5-inch barn set of 3. So you get 3 5-inch cutouts with this one. You know what, let me, oh, I am showing, okay. Sorry. Okay, so you get 3 of those for $8. Shipping is not included, but it is a flat rate of $5. So order multiples and save yourself some shipping money. Okay, that's the barn. Then there's also the gnome. I call him Santa gnome, but here's the 5-inch gnome with the 3D nose, and those are $8. You get 3 of them. The 4-inch does not include the 3D nose. These are $6. So it's such a great deal. They're $2 a piece. And then we've got the piece dove set. And again, these are 5-inch, and I'll show you that painted design in just a second. And Mary's going to add these. As soon as I get these samples done, Mary's going to add these photos to the website too. So that's the piece dove. And then here is the Snow King Nutcracker. And we're going to add the painted design. And these are $8 for all 3, plus the $5 shipping. So such a good deal, right? Okay, stop sharing. Stop screen. Okay, good. So we're going to go back full screen to this one. And we're going to, now, are there any questions that you guys might have? I'm going to go over some of the supplies that I use and what I do to prepare my cutouts. Thank you, Denise. Denise says that she loves them. Okay, so when you get them, oh, by the way, you know what? Hold on one second. I want to show you what it looks like when you get them from Mary. Okay, so some of you guys might be familiar with my Peacocks in Glass and Resin class. And one of the members requested that we do a wood cutout for the foreground part of the peacock, which is just the head and the neck. And then behind this, on the original class, it was all glass. I mean, there was glass on this too, but what's nice about this is that you don't have to draw it or trace it, and it's going to be dimensional. This is going to really come forward on all the peacock feathers that we do. We paint them, and then we add glass and resin to them. But I'm showing you this so that you can see how your cutouts come to you. They come with a nice piece of cardboard, and they are shrink wrapped. And they have these dark edges, and all we need to do is kind of wipe those edges down. I'm going to show you how I do that in just a second. But anyway, isn't this cool? They come shrink wrapped like this. And so let me grab my isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free cloth. And I found these t-shirt rags at Lowe's, and I love them. Get a big bag of them for like, I don't know, 10 bucks or something. Okay, so there's my lint-free cloth. And then I've got some isopropyl alcohol. So all I'm going to do is spritz this. And then all I do is wipe the edges like this. I just wipe along the edges really quick. I already did this, so nothing is going to show on this one. But what happens because of the laser is there's a little bit of residue sometimes, and we want to remove that really quickly. It's just a real quick thing. And if you remove that, you reduce the likelihood of smearing it and getting it on the front of your cutout. You wouldn't want to do that. So that's it. That's all I do as far as the edges go. Now, the other thing that I like to do is seal them. I usually paint both sides with sealer, and I like GAC 100. Let me grab that. But you can look on Amazon and get any acrylic sealer. I think there is one by Deco Art that's around $8 or $9, I believe. This is a little bit more, but I really do love Golden products. I use Golden paints, so I like this stuff a lot. And all I do is just quickly paint a coat of that on both sides and let it dry, and then you're good to go. You don't have to seal it. It will make everything last a lot longer. It prevents the wood tannins from coming through. And I don't know, I think tannins are essentially like the oils in the wood. So it just makes I like it because it just makes it more professional and long lasting for my customers if I do that. So that is really all you need to do to prepare it, is wipe the edges down and then seal it. If you want, again, you don't have to seal them. And that's it. So I'm going to move these other ones out of the way. Tell me, if you would, in the comments, which one do you want me to demonstrate next? Do you want me to demonstrate the Nutcracker? Oh, I didn't show you the piece on Earth. Here's the piece dove. And all of these, this is a bigger class that is included in my membership, The Painter's Journey. This is a really beautiful piece. And it's just nice to have it as a wood cutout. Last year I showed how to trace these and paint them. It's just so much quicker to, have it, scored into a cutout. So it's the peace dove, the Nutcracker, and the gnome. So tell me which one. Oops. I hope we didn't lose each other there. My iMac screen went to sleep, so it may have seemed like I was gone for a second. So let me know in the comments which one you want me to show you next. Maybe I'll go live again in a few days to show you another one of these. I want to get these. I want to show you these so that you can order them for Christmas. And I think these would also make nice Christmas gifts. If you don't have time to paint them and sell them or whatever, I think they would make really nice Christmas gifts, don't you think? Okay, let's get this all set up so we can start painting. Oh, I wanted to show you this one too. One more thing really quick. Hang on, let me zoom back out again. 1 secondo. So look at this one. So here's my original red barn. These are the other cutouts that are available so far. Here's my original red barn. It's designed for an 8x10, and I have it in this nice. I like to keep all my cutout sets together when I'm, on a project basis. So this one is sealed and all ready to go. All I need to do is grab my 8x10 substrate and start making this one. This one is my updated.
From TikTok, a speech bubble emoji, new comments. You have 3 new comments.
Sorry. I have a new iPhone, and I decided to let my iPhone make announcements to me, and you probably don't want to hear my announcements while I'm live. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Connie. Linda. This is my updated hydrangea bloom, and it's got this, stem and the leaves, and so that's available over there too. And then here's the gnome, really big, and there's all these little parts. There's these leaves, and you can go look at the this has a convoluted setup. It's got layers to it, and it also has a stand. So I'm going to be demonstrating this one too. Just have to fit it into the busy schedule, right? And this is overall like around an 8x10, this one. Isn't it cute? All right, let's get painting. And you guys in the membership, are you excited about the peacock? Isn't this cool? I think Marty was the one that requested that. All right. So here's what I did so far on this. Wait, before I get into the details, I still have my paint palette. Hopefully it's still wet. Now I've sprayed it with quite a bit of water, but I'm basically using a warm red. Like I'm using Pyrrole Red Light, but any orangey red, you know, like that is going to work great for the barn. If you have sap green, you know, in any paint color or even craft paint, if you have sap green, something like this, that's what I'm using for the trees. You're going to need some black paint, some white paint. For the background sky and the ground and the distant, these could be trees or mountains back there, I used turquoise or teal with brown, believe it or not. So I'll show you that mixture. It's basically right here. This mixture that you see right here is basically white plus a little teal, a little brown, believe it or not, and also just a little bit of, that's cobalt blue. So that's how you get this beautiful grayed, kind of cool teal color. It's supposed to be a winter sky, and the reason why I chose this color for the sky is that it is the complement to a reddish orange. So it's going to make your red barn pop even more if you use that kind of color. So that's the sky and ground mixture, and the other colors are pretty straightforward, I think. Oh, the red mixture that you see on the barn is actually, wow, I added way too much water in here, is actually just a little bit of my brown mixed with red. Okay. And when I did this part, the doorway, I think my sound goes off when my screen goes to sleep. I probably need to figure out where that setting is. When I did this part, the doorway, it's a brownish black near the bottom lower right corner, and it's blackety black, just totally black inside the windows and in the upper left part. And that way it just creates just a slight sense of light coming into the barn. I hope that's showing up on camera. Same thing for the split rail fence. I used brownish black and brown. Okay, so post any questions that you have about any of those color mixes, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. And we're going to get started and continue painting here. So I usually work, you know, just like with all acrylic painting, I work from the background forward. So I did the sky and the distant trees first. Then I did this foreground since I had those colors mixed. And basically just painted little splotches of browns and blues on the ground. Later on, I want it to look like it's snowing. So I'm going to add white on top of there. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Okay. And then I just started painting the barn itself. That's my first layer. And instead of adding additional layers, I'm just going to go ahead and block in all of the red barn now. Okay. So I need to put my paints where I can actually see them. And you know what? I'm going to grab a stool to sit on. I know it's good to stand, but I've been standing a lot today already. I've been trying to stand a lot more when I'm painting. How about you guys? I'm doing really good, Kim. Really good. Can't complain. Okay, so we'll put this one in here too. I'm trying to figure out the best layout here so that everything shows. And it seems like my light is just a little bit blown out. So let me see if I can dim that down a little bit. Carolyn says I mostly stand. Good for you, Carolyn. Okay, I think that's better. Now, is this position pretty good for you guys to see what I'm doing? All right, let me move my water jug. Okay, let's see if I can paint live now. The pressure is on. So you know what I wanted to say? Carolyn was just saying in the membership, she realized, I hope it's okay that I share that, Carolyn. She's like, I've been watching you for years, and it dawned on me today that you almost always use a round brush. I swear I never noticed that. That is so funny. I really never noticed that. And what I wanted to say is when I was a production artist, I had a boss. He was not the greatest boss. Oh, I didn't like him, to be honest. It's so nice to not have to work for anybody else right now. I'm the boss. But anyway, one day he came over and showed me, because I used to, design logos by hand and do art by hand, like lettering and technical little things with a brush and ink, like the really old school, old fashioned way. And so he came over and showed me, he saw me struggling with trying to paint a straight line perfect. And he showed me, how do I want to show you guys this? That what you should do if you want to paint like a straight line is to, like, let's say right here is my line. I don't know if that's even showing. You get your brush loaded properly, and getting your brush properly loaded is half the battle, so that you want paint like almost from the ferrule to the tip. You want it fully loaded but not dripping. So loading is a big deal, which is why I use this kind of plate, because I can kind of load my brush and then kind of tap it on the rim of the plate. And I do that all the time. And then come in here and get your brush laying down flat. Now, right now, my brush is really kind of overloaded, so there's like a puddle of paint. I don't want to come up to my important edge when I've got a puddle of paint. Offload a little bit so it's not that full of a brush, but then get your brush laying down and let the side of the brush go along. So my brush is flat, I'm pushing down, and the side of the bristles is what's painting the straight line. I hope that makes sense. And when he showed me that, I was like, oh my goodness, it really made a big difference. So I try to do that whenever I can. If I'm painting, a big straight edge, instead of short jabby strokes, which are more likely to be off, you're better off painting a long, consistent line with the side of your brush doing the work. So I don't know how better to explain it than that. When I'm doing a corner, I always point into the corner. And, we all use one eye more than the other. I use my left eye more. So I like to have it in a position where I can see it, especially close up like this with my left eye. So sometimes I will turn my art. See, so my left eye is able to see from this angle. I'm being very technical here. But, that's my style. I tend to be kind of technical and detailed. And, my people like that. I think as artists, we like getting additional information. Good morning, Donna. Carolyn says that makes sense, and that's one of the things I noticed this morning. The edges don't get a ridge like it often does with a flat brush. Yeah, it might be, yeah, the way we push with a flat brush. But if my brush is overloaded, I can still get an edge. Somehow I don't think I sealed. I'm not sure if I sealed this one, to tell you the truth. So now here I can grab some lighter red here and there. Oh, I'm making the camera jiggle. I'm sorry. But we are starting with a dulled down red. So it's, I'm using Burnt Umber Light. Burnt Umber is the warmer of the browns. There's oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's the cooler of the browns. There's Burnt Sienna, which is essentially a red. You could use Burnt Sienna for this. And then there's Burnt Umber. And I like Golden's Burnt Umber Light. That's one of the colors that we use in the membership for a lot of the classes that I teach. We have like a standard palette of colors. You don't have to go out and buy every paint color. You know, we just keep it to about 9 or 10 colors that we use pretty consistently. Once in a while, I might ask you to add another color to your repertoire. It's hard to say that. And by the way, you guys, Christmas is coming up. It's a really good time to, you know, let the hubby or the kids or the grandkids, whoever, let them know that you'd like to add to your palette. If they're looking for ideas on what you might want for Christmas, you might ask for another paint color that you might not have in your collection of paints. Like if you don't have teal, I think teal is a must-have. I absolutely love teal. Another really nice one to have is Naples yellow. It's a nice warm yellow. I hope I'm still on camera. I'm really not. I was kind of going off, wasn't I? Which is why I have it tilted so that I can have this in front of my face. Okay, now we're better, I think. I'm waiting for the camera to catch up. I keep moving things. Oops. And, you know, I try to paint inside the lines. This one, like I said, it's a test run. The lines are a little bit thin. They're going to be thicker. It'll be a little bit easier to paint. Just need to be a little bit lower. Oh, I don't like my paint so watery, but you know, I kept on adding water because my paints were going to dry out. So I just use a simple palette for stuff like this. This is just a styrofoam plate. We've got this grocery store called Woodman's, and the styrofoam plates are so affordable, although they have gone up. Everything's gone up. It's crazy how much everything has gone up, isn't it? I should have painted that side a little bit darker, actually. These are going to be white framed windows, so I like to have it just a little more brown right up against what is later going to be a white frame. Just makes those, you know, the white frame pop a little bit more. So right there, I'm losing the edge of my side of the barn. So I'm going to pick one side and make it darker. Probably going to make this side a little bit darker. So I'm just painting more brown on that. Hey Ray, good morning. How are you? I just realized I'm still chewing my gum, and it probably doesn't sound great because the camera is right by my mouth. So I apologize for that. Okay, so that helped. It's a little bit darker there. Come back over here. This needs to be a little bit darker. Oh, I can't stand the watery paint. I might have to put new paint out. Oh, that's really dark. I want this side to be the darker side. And that's like a shadow from the snow overhang. So this is a thick layer of snow hanging over the edges. You know what? I'm going to pull this whole thing down so that it's closer to my body. I just realized I'm kind of reaching and it was making my back uncomfortable. It's really important to be very comfortable when you're painting. Yeah, I got to put some new paints out. This is too watery and driving me crazy. Ugh, all right. What is happening, girl? You heard my gum? I got rid of my gum. Okay, so black. Here's a tiny bit of red I'm putting out. I'm using carbon black. But again, you could use craft paints on this. I don't normally say that, but I mean, you know, these are, well, I consider these like heirloom quality cutouts, heirloom quality ornaments. You know, your grandkids are going to love these and cherish them, right? So I'm putting out some white. Right, so fresh paint is always the best, right? Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of brown with this, just a little bit. So much better. Okay. And did anybody watch Yellowstone last week? I am confused on what's happening with that. I know Kevin Costner, there were some issues with him on the show or something. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it for anybody if they hadn't heard. So I'm going to make a slightly lighter red by adding yellow. You can lighten colors with yellow or with white. So it'll be just a little bit brighter
for some of these parts. Maybe that's too bright. But, you know, we're going to wind up layering and layering. Sometimes if this looks too bright, I'll just come back with red on top of it. And then painting inside here is really fun. But I tend to make these a brighter red inside here. And by the way, this brush that I'm using, I got at Hobby Lobby. It is a 0 liner. So it's a Master's Touch liner. It's kind of size 0. And I love this. This is what I used basically on the entire Red Barn painting, was this color. I mean, this brush. Starting to get a little fun texture in there. And, you know, later on, I am going to put just a little bit of dark accents on these X's, just a little bit. That's why I painted some of the painting before I went live, because this one, it does take a little while to do this. This isn't a, you know, a 1 hour thing. It might even take you a couple hours to do this. And I realize for some people that might be just way too long. But I find it really enjoyable and relaxing. Oh, forgot to paint this little part down here. You need to go over and check comments, see if you guys are saying anything there. Oops. Hello. Sometimes I'll smear with my finger a little bit too. Okay. Let's do a little bit on the other one. Now let's check comments. Let's see.
That's not the cutouts, correct? I just looked online to order the cutouts. Ray, I'm not sure I understand your question. These are the cutouts. This is the ornament cutouts is what I'm painting here with you right now. And if you use the link, let's see, you can order the cutouts at this link here, notjustframes.com/Aggie. And is that what you were asking? I'm not sure. Darlene says, so are we putting glass and resin on these or just resin? On the red barn, I'm probably going to add glass too. Yeah, I think I am going to add glass also. But you guys, you can do whatever you would like. There might be people that are totally new that want to just resin it or whatever. Okay. Ray said, I did. Oh, you watched it this morning? Yes, he's done. I love that show. Bummer that show is done. Oh. Yeah, but no. I thought that there's more. I thought that they just showed one episode on one network, and then if you want to continue watching it, you have to buy it or something. That's what I'm totally confused about. But if you want to private message me if you know the details, because I don't really understand what the deal is. Okay, so now I'm making more of a dark brown red here. And I know I need to make, this darker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, I love that show. So I'm making the top a little bit darker still because it's kind of a shadow thing happening there. And this is a shadow as well. You guys you've seen that, right? Where there's like a thick overhang of snow and sometimes it looks like it's gonna fall any minute. I don't know. I think the red barn is my favorite of all the cutout designs, I think. So while this edge is wet, I'm just going to kind of blend it a little bit. And get this just a little bit darker. Okay, so it really gives it that depth. Sorry, it's so hard to tell exactly where the camera is with my setup. Oh, that's not doing any good how I had it. Sorry about that. There, that's better. Okay.
So now with the same dark color, I'm going to start up here.
Thanks. I've missed the beginning of your line. Wasn't sure if you were just painting it or not, but I do see your intro stating cutout. I think it will be the last season for the show.
Oh yeah, I think I did know that it would be the last season. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. I really love that show. And, you know, I like anything with Kevin Costner, of course. Now in here is a pretty dark shadow. And underneath, the wreath is a shadow. I think I forgot that on the other thing. It's like a giant donut, doesn't it? I totally forgot that on this one. I didn't even paint inside this at all. Oops. But wouldn't this be fun to do? Like, do you have college kids coming home? Wouldn't this be a fun thing to do? Paint some of this stuff with them. Have a little paint party. Well, I've run out of things to talk about already. Isn't that special? What should we talk about? Okay, so the darker color along the outsides of the barn doors. And then I just grabbed some red Barns are so much fun to paint. Okay, lighter red with this edge so that we see this front of the barn, this side of the barn. And again, this is my, my Pyro Red Light by Golden is what I'm using for this, but you know, any warm red.
I craft with my 7-year-old grandson. Aw, he has already made one of the glass trees, but I need to resin it. I have craft bags for him to choose from. How cool. Aw.
And who knows, maybe that'll become a lifelong, you know, habit for him. For sure, he'll always remember that. That is so sweet, Linda. Yeah, my grandkids love making art. Hopefully they are going to see this. They probably will. My granddaughter Hannah says that I'm her favorite YouTuber. I'm like, aw, yay. Hi, Hannah, if you're watching. So the 8x10 is a little bit bigger than this and a little easier to paint. Oh, some kind of doohickey right there. Once in a while, I'll just kind of dip my brush in the water and just kind of clean off around the ferrule because it starts to get dry and gunky a little bit. Oh, I know. Have you guys watched the Martha Stewart stuff? Like suddenly she's everywhere again. I think there was a documentary on her. I didn't realize like what a profound effect she had on everything, you know, on business, women in business, and just everything, you know. And I didn't realize that she's so much older. I don't know. I've had a love-hate relationship with Martha Stewart. How about you guys? So, you know, it's people either love her or hate her, you know. Isn't that funny? But it was pretty interesting to watch. I had never heard the scoop on her husband and why they divorced, and apparently he had a lot of girlfriends. So that's not cool. But it's too bad that the way her whole empire fell, you know. I hate to see that happen to anybody. But of course, you know, I don't know. She doesn't, you know, she doesn't really admit to doing anything wrong, which, you know, I guess I don't know. Of course, she's not going to publicly admit anything, I guess. Who would, right? So I'm going to do the same thing on this, whatever this thing is up here, and make this side the darker side. So you have to kind of trust the process. It's going to look a little too dark at first, all these colors, but that's kind of the nature of painting with red. You have to layer reds. So we want it to have like vertical looking wood pieces in here eventually. So I'm just trying to put a few, some vertical strokes in here and there. And, you know, when you're painting, you don't have to do, you know, you just have to do enough to suggest to the viewer, and their brain will fill in the rest. So I've got my pure red over here and my darker color over here, and I just switch and grab whatever I need. Oops, big lump of paint. That edge is really sticking out. And sometimes things, you know, get a little bit darker as they dry, so I'm not going to worry about that looking too light right now. So here's my really bright, it's essentially orange, really. Oh, I forgot to put the red on this one. It's so funny how I can get thinking about one thing and not thinking about another thing. Hi, Lynn. How are you? What is happening? You did the red barn, right, Lynn? I don't know. I think you did. I mean, you made one, right? Maybe I should only be painting one. It's probably boring watching me do two of these. I want to go back and get a couple more of these brushes. These this zero liner brush at Hobby Lobby is what I'm using. So did anybody comment? Should I, which one do you want to see me paint next? What are you guys painting this year? Is everybody still into the Nutcrackers or no? So weird how popular they've become, right? And I know Lori, are you still here, Lori? You're still getting ready for your show. Deb's getting ready for a show. She's probably really busy making stuff, hopefully. Everything's getting just a little bit dry.
I missed the beginning. I'll have to replay, but I'm assuming this is the wood cutout. Oh, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Didn't realize you would be on today. Glad I caught you. I'm glad you did too. Started but haven't finished. Things in my household have been crazy to say the least, and I've been having trouble finding the classes. Must just be me. Oh, anytime you're looking for something, just let me know, Lynn. Best way to reach me is on Messenger. Okay, so there's that. All right, let's make this a little brighter.
See, so when I add that little layer of the brighter red on top, it just looks, I think it looks really, really cool. Gives it that weathered look. Hopefully I've got this showing this time. You have to wait for the camera to catch up. It's a little blown out. Okay. Let's put a hint of it over here too. Okay, so that's the red. Did I get all the red? Oh, let's do this one right here. And you know, if your paints start to get a little dry, I like using this bottle mister. But I hold it far away and I don't let the full mist hit it because then it gets too watery, my paint. I don't really like having watery paint because it doesn't cover as well. But if it starts to get too thick, I do need to mist it with a little bit of water because it's just too hard to paint with, actually. It's like a Goldilocks thing, has to be just right. I tried stabilizing that arm a little bit more. Are you going to show how to paint the pea stub ornament? Yes, I am. I'm going to show all of them. Did anybody say earlier which one they want to see next? Let's see, I'll go back and look. Okay, Carolyn said peace on earth. Probably meant the pea stub. So yeah, you want me to, I could paint the pea stub as the next one. Yeah, we'll do the pea stove next. Okay. All right, I think this looks pretty good. All right, so next, the roof is pretty easy to paint. It's I think I used a little ultramarine blue. Might have been cobalt. You know what? Let's use cobalt. And I think I still have cobalt over here. All right, so just a little cobalt. Whoa, that was a lot of cobalt. Transfer that onto this plate. So we do want this to look lighter than the sky because this is a roof full of snow that has clung to the roof. And there is just a little bit of a line from the laser that I'd like to cover up, but I think by the time I add the embellishments that I'm going to add, that'll be covered. You won't see that little line. And I did put this on kind of thick, but I don't really mind that. So I want it to be just a little bit darker. like it's just a little bit of a shadow color.
Linda says, peace, dog, please.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, even a mound of snow would have shadow on it. All right, let's do it this way. Oops. And then I can get just a little bit lighter and use pure white in a couple of spots. Okay, there's that snow. Snowy roof. I hope that's showing up. All right, and then this one. So I need to mix that middle color again. I had just a little tiny bit of black and brown and blue for the shadow. And for this, I'm probably going to use that glass glittered. Whoops, I forgot to do the chimney here in red. Okay, so then the shadowy color. I don't think that's dark enough. Okay, bring it around this side. Okay, it's the shadow of the snow. And then you go back to the light color again. And I have been watching Christmas movies. I love them. They are hokey, but I love watching Christmas movies. Let me know if you've seen any really good ones. Who else likes Christmas movies? They're kind of hokey. Okay, let's see. That looks pretty good. All right, now let's do the trees. Actually, believe it or not, the split rail fence, since it goes behind the tree, I should do the split rail fence first. So all I did so far on the split rail fence is I put in some blackish brown on the undersides. And then I'm just going to take some of my burnt umber light with a little bit of white for like a lighter brown. And put that along the top of these split rails to the right of the vertical post. And it's real important that this vertical post is in front of that. You need a nice sharp vertical line to separate the vertical post from the horizontal ones. So now I'm going to paint these these split rail posts on the to the left of the vertical post. So it's kind of shaded so that the upper part is lighter than the bottom part. And then I'm going to take like a brownish black, just mix some black and brown together. And just put a little more delineation in there, horizontal lines here and there. I'm going to strengthen this line again with a with some black maybe. And then that just tells us that's in front. Okay, that looks pretty good for that one. We are going to have snow along the top of it, which really winds up looking great when we put that in. So let's put some black along the bottom. Oops, made that a little thick. I just pressed down too much with my brush, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to get some brown, a light brown. It's a brownish gray. And I have found that, you know, a dry brush, if your brush is a little dry, it always makes wood look really good. A little more brown, more downtown Charlie Brown. I don't know why I call it downtown Charlie Brown. I was listening to a few minutes of a Chicago radio talk show the other day, and somebody had written in, I guess they wanted you to write in about favorite, like, childhood memories and shows or something, and somebody wrote in saying that Charlie Brown was the most horrible cartoon, and it's depressing, and why was that the epitome of a classic, and blah blah blah. They really didn't like it. They really didn't like Charlie Brown. You know what? I never really loved that show either, but it's like anything, it becomes almost a tradition by default, you know? And it just stirs up childhood memories, so it becomes, oh, I gotta do this. It becomes more cherished than it, you know. I don't know. Did any of you guys love Charlie Brown? The Charlie Brown Christmas show? I mean, there wasn't much on either. Maybe, and the person that wrote in about it said, you know, it you know, it's well loved because there was nothing else. It was literally the only Christmas cartoon. But you know what? I don't know. I remember other Christmas cartoons. I remember Here Comes Susie Snowflake. I don't know if that was just a Chicago thing, but that was, oh my goodness, I would run to the TV when that came on. And if you haven't seen it, it is on YouTube. Somebody posted it on YouTube. It's just a short, silly little thing, but it was only on once a year, so it was special, you know. And what else? What else was there? Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you know, I loved that show. That was probably my favorite. With the Island of Misfit Toys. And the one elf that wanted to be a dentist. I don't know why I remember him. Okay, so now we can do the trees, right? Okay, so for the trees, it's sap green. Now, if you don't have sap green, you know, I don't know if you guys are using craft paint. You can make your own greens. To make it more of a evergreen, just add some black to it. You know, whatever yellow and blue you have, you know, make a green. It's going to be a crazy grass green. And then if you add black to it, or sometimes if you add a brown to it, that'll tone it down, make it look more like a realistic green. Okay, so there's my sap green. And I'm actually going to make it a little bit darker too. Have a darker, well, that's really dark. Maybe I'll add a little yellow to that too. So I'll have a few different options, but mostly it's just plain old sap green. And sap green by Golden is pretty transparent. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of block this in here. Again, this is my dark color. I'm going to add a little white to it and a little yellow to it. Because that was way too dark. Am I still showing up okay on camera here? I hope I am. Can you guys see this okay? So, you know, we want a couple different tones of green in there. Okay, let's do this one. Yeah, you can see me okay, good. Good, good, good. Ooh. Okay, so now let's start putting green in the trees. And I probably should use like a medium green. To start off with. And I'm just trying to do loose, brushy strokes and not worry about it too much because I really do want to have glass on these trees. Okay, good. Good to know. So I like the warm green. And, definitely it is very convenient having sap green, I will say. But again, it's something you can add to your color palette as you've been painting more, You don't have to go out and buy sap green to begin with. So I kind of want loopy horizontal strokes. Mine were a little too diagonal. Wait, that should work pretty good. All right, let's do the other one. So these are the colors. So I have black over here, and I was kind of adding yellow. I accidentally got a little red in there, but I didn't mind that. You can even have brown and black. So these are, I'm pulling from this side to get the darker greens and this side to get the lighter greens. And it is getting just a little bit dry, so I just dipped my brush in the water and made it a little more wet. It's a lot easier to paint with wet paint, that spreads easily. And I do try to stay in the lines of these cutouts because you can still see the lines if you paint outside of it. You know. And granted, I don't know how much that would really show by the time we add our embellishments, but just in case, I'm trying to stay inside. Okay, that was too bright. Okay, I kind of like this one better with the more kind of horizontal looking curvy shapes going through there. Okay. So this side would be a little darker. This would be a little darker. This one needs like a medium green. Okay. So really the last thing to do on here is the snow and the trim. Right? Where are we at? Are we showing? Can't tell. Can't tell what's showing. All right. Okay, so now, oh, I missed this little bit of green right here at the top. That's funny. Okay. Oh. So now, and the white really is the magic part. So I've got some kind of dirty white here. I'm going to try and get that out of my way. I want a really super clean white, I think. So the first thing I need to do is the trim. So I'm going to get this clean white and add a little bit of water to it so that it really makes a clean line easily without me having to press down hard. Because if you have to press down hard, you're going to make the line too thick. And of course, you want to do this when you haven't been drinking too much coffee. I'm going to start with the really thinnest lines down here. Oh boy. And then every couple strokes, I have to redefine the tip of my bristles. You know, so I'll just use the edge of my palette and kind of renegotiate so that the paint is on the tips of the bristles. I hope that makes sense. Renegotiate? What is she talking about? You know, when you first start doing these, it's going to feel like, oh my goodness. But just do your best. And if it's a little bit scraggly, it's okay. It'll look like snow. And remember, it's just an ornament. Right? I mean, these are not perfect lines, and that is totally okay. And I'm at the point where my eyes, it's like, I don't know if I should wear glasses for this or not. Probably do need glasses. I do have close-up glasses. But I just don't use them. I reloaded my brush. I really think the window frames make a big difference too. You could possibly even use a like a white paint pen too. Okay, and then we'll do the top of the post. There would be snow along the top of the post, but you know, just here and there, not necessarily a solid line. I would not do a solid line. And then maybe there would be some little bits of snow on the driveway here and there. And they would be just little horizontal dashes. And try not to do them in a pattern, just be sporadic. Okay, and then on the trees, just try and picture where the high spots are. Again, we're going to have glass on there, so that's going to really make that look so cool. Not sure what happened with this green, but I don't really like all that. All right, what do you think? That looks pretty good, right? And then this one now. And it just all comes together, you know? That little bit of snow is just kind of magical. It does not have to be perfect, I promise you. Is this showing? There we go. All right. You want to watch me do the last one? Now you could make it snow too. You could have dots of snow coming down. That always makes everything look great, I think. All right, so let's do the white trim on this one. So I've been getting just like a little bit of white and making sure that my brush is not loaded up with gunk at the ferrule. You know, the ferrule is the part that holds the bristles. It can get real gunky and weird. So it's nicely loaded. So it's going to help me paint a nice smooth line. And let's just start right here with this one. And I just do these nice and slow. Don't let yourself get in a rush, because you really don't want to have to go back and fix lines. The key is not pressing too hard. If you press down hard, you're going to have a real fat line, like an out of control line. Thank you, Linda. Oops. See, like right there, I did press down too hard, and your point has to be nice and pointy. Oh, those are the hardest, those little tiny windows over there. And I'm better at painting the line this way from top down. I never try to paint across. Well, rarely. I just don't have as much control. Getting a little bit messier on this one. I think it's because the paint is just getting a little dry. Oh, that one got real fat. That one I'm going to have to go back and fix. All right, so I made my paint a little thinner. That should help. Yeah, that helped. I added a little water. Okay, so let me clean up this one window here. I just need some more black. Okay. All right, I need to put my window frames in. And I don't even have much white on this post right there, but it's okay. All right, let's see if we can get the window panes in. All right, I'm going to start with this one. And all I'm thinking about is where's the center of this box? And just trying to do a straight line. Even if it's off a little bit, it's totally fine. Okay, let's add the snow to the top of the wreath. And, you know, I suppose there could be a little bit of snow along the top of the barn doors that have been left open. Okay, and then there's going to be just a few dashes. These are just horizontal dashes here and there. That there's some, maybe it's some ice on the ground. Okay, and then there's going to be some snow kind of catching on the split rail fence. And on the top of the post. Okay, and then on the trees. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, are we still frozen? Are we okay now? All right, so that is it. Let me put myself back on the other screen here. 1 second, hold on. I'm gonna add myself back in here. Wow, we've been going a long time. Hi. What do you think? How'd they turn out? These are the two new ones, right? This and this. And of course you could get a nail dotter, and you could, trying not to tilt them. You could put, you could make it so that the snow is falling if you wanted to. But there we go. That's the red barn. And if you are still watching, wow, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you got something out of it. What are the measurements on those rounds, please? Seeing, I might have missed it. Oh, they're 5-inch. And they are available at, let me share the link again. You can order the cutouts at this link. It's my affiliate link. I designed these, and I have, I found Mary Carlson and Mary and John Carlson of Not Just Frames, and they have just been wonderful to work with. And I've been slowly converting my files so that they can run them through their laser machine. They do a great job. And you can order from them. Use this link, notjustframes/Aggie. There's different sets. When you go look, Lynn, I think it's just called Aggie's Ornaments. And when you pull down the menu tab there, you'll see the different ones that are available. There's the Peace Dove, and then there is the Nutcrackers, and I'm going to go live and show you how to paint those as well. They'll be on another day. I will announce it on my page, and I hope you can join me then. So let's see if there's any other questions, you guys. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, they're 5 inches around, and oh, I can't wait to embellish these. Maybe what I'll do is the next time I go live, I'll embellish these, and then I'll announce another live where we paint more. We'll paint them, and then we'll embellish them together. How's that sound? So this is a great opportunity. Let your friends know this is a free class. I don't normally do this, but because it's the holidays and I want you to be able to create these beautiful ornaments, I thought I would share the class for free. I don't know that I'm going to leave it up on my Facebook page. I'll probably leave it up on my YouTube channel.
since that's monetized now. And let your friends know. Please let them know about this class. You can share the link on your own page, and that way it's an easy way for you to find it. And then your friends will see it too, you know? So Lynn says, so the only way I know if you go live is if I check the messenger page because I haven't gotten any notifications. Okay. I don't know if you need to turn your notifications on, Lynn. How do you get notifications from other people? You need to probably check your notifications for my Agnes Friedlander Studio page. That's where I announced it. And I think I announced it inside our membership too. But I don't even know if those even work anymore. It's been years since I've even done that. Usually you can go on a page that you follow and turn on notifications somewhere. Maybe Google it if I forgot. I think you just turn on notifications. Yeah, I don't have the texting thing to text people when I'm going live. And I really don't email this sort of thing either. So, but I'm glad you found us. So anyway, that's it, my friends. If you've got questions, best way to reach me, this class showed up in my Facebook feed this morning, Linda said. Okay, good. Yeah. Lynn says I will go and check. Great, great, great. If you've got questions later on, just be sure to tag me. Just start typing out Agnes Friedlander to tag me, and I will do my best to answer you. I had a lady the other day say that I never answer questions. I honestly never saw this lady's name. It's easy to not get notified of things, as we were just saying. So please be sure to tag me if you can. Or just type out my name. So I'm going to type it in the comments. Tag me with any questions, because I always would love to help. I mean, you know, I don't give away too much information on my free classes because I have a paid membership. I've got people that have paid me to know the skills and the little secret things that I do on my art. And it wouldn't be fair to them to just divulge all that stuff. So if you do have, you know, if you're a glass and resin artist and you want to improve, and you need support, you should join my membership. I give a lot of one-on-one support to people when they message me, and I give group support. I'm always there to help people. I love doing that. But again, I don't necessarily do that in the free groups. Okay, then I'm just going to type out my name, Agnes Friedlander. That's how to tag me. So yeah, I wasn't crazy about this lady commenting on my business page. Yeah, but you don't answer questions. It's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't see your question. I would have answered it. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to get in an argument with this lady. I'm just going to delete the comment because it wasn't nice what she said. So, and ain't nobody got time for drama like that. And you know, if I've got a criticism for somebody, I don't put it publicly. I'll private message them. That's the nice thing to do. We all are building relationships. It's a small world. We should be nice to each other. It's hard enough being an artist, and we should all try to be nice to each other. So anyway, I'll get down off my soapbox now. All right, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I can't wait to embellish these with you. And again, I'll announce it. I can definitely say you always answer, and I sometimes have a lot of questions. Thanks, Lynn. All right, my friends, see you soon. Bye. Oh. Okay. goodness. Oh, she's so nice. Okay. Alright, you're gonna have to wait, lady. Oh, I didn't end my stream.